Hello, hello, friends. You are listening to the We Rise Together podcast. This is a weekly podcast where 5 women have come together to help you and encourage you to living the best life that you could possibly live. We base all of our life on certain areas, and that's what this podcast is about. We hold each other up. We encourage ourselves and others in all the areas of life that need to be loved and taken care of. Areas like your finances and your faith, your family and your friends. We don't leave out fun, and we definitely don't leave out what we do for a living. So I hope you will join us every single week right here on this podcast. If you want to see us live, you can find us on YouTube. If you want to get to know us better and be a part of our community, please go over to Facebook. You can find the link in the description of this video. We have a Facebook group called We Rise Together, and we would love to have you join us in that group. So join us every single week right here, and don't forget, life is better when we rise together. Hey, you guys. Okay, I'm so excited to see you guys all here for episode 2 of We Rise Together with me and my beautiful friends that join me every single week. We've decided that this is kind of our new jam, right? So today we talk about rebounding after the holidays, from lifestyle to gut health, and what we do as friends and people to rebound from the holidays, right? So personally, if you don't know me, my name is Kori. If this is like the first time that you ever heard us, you might want to catch the first episode, which was last week. We are live on Spotify, but my name's Kori, and what I personally do, see, I got to kick back here. What I personally do to rebound on the holidays is I always find that I get a lot of energy right after Christmas, like the day after Christmas, to put my house back together. I am not one of those people that leaves all of my decorations up till the new year, because I kind of feel like I shift gears when it comes to my home, my family life, and honestly, like my mindset. I shift gears after Christmas. It's the end of the year, and I want to bring a new year into a fresh home, a clean home. And it always helps me just kind of recenter. You know what I mean? Like, I always get a really fresh, clean, new feeling after the holidays. It gets my mind prepared for getting my health back on track. It gets my mind prepared for my financial goals. It just always helps me get into this place of bringing in a new amazing year. So that's my thing. I'm curious to know like more about what you guys do. So I was going to ask Joanne, because I know that she sent me some ideas earlier this week that we were talking about and discussing what we were going to talk about on this podcast. And I know that she had sent me some ideas, and I just kind of wanted to hear what she does.
Thanks, Kori. Those are some really interesting, and I think a lot of people will get the tips that you just shared and do the same thing. I know I do a lot of the same. Honestly, when Christmas is over, the chaos is done, you can almost, like, you just listen and you can hear the quiet, right? And the vibration just comes right down. And as much as that, all that chaos is usually a good thing, because it's family together and friends, we can only handle so much of that high, go. So, and as much as we want to just sit in our chair and watch a movie or a TV show, we feel like we have to get up and start cleaning up right away. But we don't. We can actually take that time, whether it's a half a day or a day, to do nothing, or to sit in the chair, have your cup of tea, have your cup of brew, have your cup of whatever, and just kick back, have a nap or two, read a book, right? You want to refill your cup a little bit. You really do. It's I know that's how I feel. And even though I do feel a little energized, like Kori mentioned, I just sort of need that time to regroup. And the way my mind works, though, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way, is I start in my head, I start ticking off, making the list. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Santa's not coming to clean up this mess. So what do I need to do? And the first thing that I do is I start taking my tree apart. And of course, it's backwards to the way you put it up. So I usually, right now, I'm all about the lights and I'm all about the glass balls. And I have hundreds of glass balls, right? From itty bitty little ones to great big ones. And I just put multiples up there. And then there's a few family ornaments I put in there. And as I put them back, I check them to see if they're broken, if somebody's going to get hurt if they grab them the wrong way. If it's something that's like broken and non-fixable, I throw it away right then and there. There's no use putting it back to deal with it next year. If it's fixable, then I fix it right away, because, you'll remember next year, or when you pick it, go to put it on the tree, and then you won't have time to fix it. So fixing it right then is the best way to go. If you're looking for something new, or you need a new string of lights, or you want to get a different set of colored balls or whatever, I mean, a little bit of retail therapy, go down, you can get those Christmas ornaments at up to 75, 80, 90% off. Right now's the time to get them if you're wanting to get more. And sometimes it's fun to go out and shop for something like that. What else? One of the things that I do when I get Christmas cards or packages, I always compare the return address on them to make sure I've got the most up-to-date address. And now that I have my phone or in my little written address book, I also put updated like 2022, because next year it'll be like, oh, I know they moved. Is this their new address or is this their old address? I can't remember. Right. So you put that little when you updated it in there, and that helps take, right away. And then as you can shred those envelopes or whatever. The cards themselves, a lot of people use them for crafts. You can take the pretty pictures on them, use them for crafts, or you can donate them for people to do that, or recycle them. And then that's a nice way to, get rid of that little pile. Once you start putting your decorations and your ornaments away, and I do this every time, I can never put them back the same way I took them out of the box, ever. I always get them packed up nice and neat, but I can never repeat it. So one of the things that I find that helps is I have one box that's like the glass balls. I have one box that's the ornaments that my mom bought us. I have one box that's any kind of little knick-knacky candle holder type things that I put on, in the different flat surfaces. I have one box for garlands. So if you do that, then everything is in one place. And what this is all doing is setting you up for a very reduced stress next year in doing these things. Once you've got those boxes filled, make sure you label them so that you know what's in them, because anybody that's looking for a certain little elf next year before the beginning of December, you're going to want to know what box that's in. If you're looking for your Christmas stockings, or if there's Santa hats, or there's anything you have that you might need before the whole kit and caboodle comes out, label it on the box. And then the key when you put that box in your storage area is make sure it's first out. I learned that the hard way this year. I went looking for our stockings. I had to unpack just about all the boxes. I had to go right to the back because it was the first one I put away last year.
Hey, Joe. Not to interrupt you really quick, but I love that you threw the elf thing in there, because do you know how many times I hid those stinking elves from my kids trying to hide them because I didn't want him to find them, right? So I didn't want him to know the secret of the magic elves. But then the next year would come and I would not know where those stupid things were at. And I would get so stressed out because we always put the elves out the day after Thanksgiving, right? That's what we always did. And I would get so stressed out trying to find those stinking elves. And so, of course, my kids are older now and they, I don't have to do that anymore. But that is like genius to be able to actually find those things. So I don't know. I just had to throw that in there.
Well, and of course, when you label that box with the elves, you don't put elf on the, elf on the shelf on the box or whatever. You key secret code words. And then there's also going to be stuff in those boxes that you take out. So you want to put in a box marked donate for the beginning of the season next year, because there's places won't take donations of Christmas decorations in January. They'll just look at you and say, bring them back in 10 months. So put them in a box, just say donate consign on there. So they're sorted. And last but not least, well, no, not last but not least, all those new presents that you got, that your kids got, that your husband got, put them away. Find their home, put them where they're supposed to go. Because if they're sitting in the middle of the living room floor for days and days and days, it just causes stress, right? And then once you've got all those decorations put away, nice, neat, labeled, stored properly, broken ones fixed, put your house back together. Get it nice and clean. It's a fresh start for a new year. And even if you put it back, everything back the same way it was, it's a chance to clean in those corners that you know that you don't get into enough, or under the furniture you don't get at near enough. And that gives you that sense of peace. It does me, at least, I can say, okay, once or twice a year I get under there. It's done. So, and sometimes it might be just a change up too. You just might be moving around photo frames, crystals, and knickknacks to make it look different. And when you've done that, and when I've done that, I take my list, cross. I get that really great sense of satisfaction crossing things off a to-do list. And it feels really good. And knowing that I'm going to make my life easier 10 months, 11 months down the road makes it even better. And now is the time to sit down and have another cup of your favorite hot drink or bevy or whatever. Kick your feet back and look at and be proud of ourselves at what we've done, and get ready to start the new year. So that's what I do. And I'm really curious and can't wait to hear what Kari has to share with us.
Well, Joe, a lot of what you said, actually. Yeah, I'm not a gal that keeps her Christmas tree up for New Year's. My mother used to do that. She had friends that were Ukrainian, so she thought she should celebrate with them, I guess, which is cool. We might hear something about that from our friend Greta. But no, I'm like you. I don't take it down Boxing Day, because Boxing Day we kind of hang out as a family, eat turkey soup and make bannock, and if it's nice enough, sometimes we'll go for a sleigh ride or just hang out. Sometimes we pull the kids with the quads, that kind of thing. But 27th, 28th, the tree comes down, everything gets organized. Like you said, Joe,
what's like Boxing Day?
What's that, dear?
What's Boxing Day? Really fast. I have no idea what
Day?
about.
You guys don't do Boxing Day in the US?
I don't even know what Boxing Day is. Like, I know that if I'm questioning this, then everybody else that is from the United States is probably questioning.
Okay, well, we call the day after Christmas Boxing Day. And there is huge sales, like your guys' Black Friday sales. We have Boxing Day sales where it's like crazy prices, where TVs will be like half price. And there's lots of, I don't know if
that's not why it's called Boxing Day, though.
Oh, no, that's not why it's called Boxing Day, but that's what we do.
That's what it's become.
Day. Why do we have it, Joe?
Boxing Day, if I remember correctly, came and somebody can put this down in the comments somewhere at some point, but I believe it came out of Britain, and Boxing Day was the day after Christmas because you boxed up your decorations in your tree and put them away for the year.
which is what we're talking about. But anyway, in Canada, we have like huge sales, and it's kind of a hangout day. It's like another holiday for us. So we always like Boxing Day. What are we gonna do in Boxing Day? If it's really cold, we'll play games as a family. That we just kind of always, there's Boxing Day celebrations. That's kind of weird that you guys don't do that. But so that's what we do. But like Joe said, get yourself situated to go into the new year. It's a time for new beginnings. Get stuff put away, your tree put away, sit and reflect. Look back at the year before, and for 2022, what are you grateful for? It's a great time for reflection. After everybody's gone home and the decorations are all put away, just take some time to reflect on 2022. And when you reflect and you're grateful for things, often you'll find more will come to you for what you want to see in your vision as 2023. So that's a great time to do that. Just take time. Joe had mentioned that too. Kori had mentioned that. Take time for yourself in between Christmas and New Year's. That's a really big thing. Another just a little tidbit. If you've spent too much money, which a lot of us do, try not to think of it as debt. Try to think of it as a past expenditure. It shifts the negative feeling from the word debt to past expenditures. It's just a little trick I've learned in Access Consciousness, but it does actually help. When we always sit and we go through debt in our brain, it's a very negative energy, where if we can talk about it as a past expenditure, I mean, you've already spent the money, it's done. So you can't keep dwelling on it. So that's just another little tip. And that's really kind of it. Just get yourself set up, because you want to be able to go into the new year, new beginnings, have a fantastic 2023. So Krista, you have something to add to that for sure, I bet.
Yeah, because I'm completely opposite.
Well, she's the mama out of us. I mean, we're all moms, but she's got like little people, right? So
yes,
probably going to have a little bit different things to tell us than the older ones.
Yeah, I have, 3 boys under 6. So, I mean, I like to leave my decorations up a little bit longer. But like after everybody leaves, the family leaves, like I like to still clean the house, and I like to make it look as pretty as it did Christmas Eve. So if that's putting away some presents and organizing the boys' toys, like before Christmas, we take all the old toys downstairs into their playroom. And when stuff goes downstairs, then from downstairs, it goes outside, from outside to the garbage or to donate or sell. So they get all their new fresh toys. So I let them play with their new toys, and still, kids only get like 10 days on Christmas break. So I want them to be at home and be able to enjoy the decorations. They had so much fun putting it up. So I'm letting them enjoy the magical time right now. But I know for like adults, a lot of us can get stressed out, and a lot of people like to get things tidied up and put into place. So just a couple of tips I'll share of 10 different things to help you de-stress and just kind of keep yourself balanced and sane. The biggest one is getting plenty of sleep. When we get plenty of sleep, that decreases our cortisol levels, which then helps to restore balance in our body. So, 7 to 9 hours of sleep is really good. And then that can help to avoid the rise in hormones that lead to the stress and the anxiety feelings and, feeling all crazy. The other thing that I do personally is I make sure that I take my supplements. I take care of myself. I make sure that I drink enough water and that we're eating good food. I feel like from Halloween until after Christmas, it's like candy junk season, and sicknesses and stuff. So just kind of, a lot of people going into the new year, think about the healthy eating and all that kind of stuff. So I just started right after Christmas with the boys. We, don't go all crazy junk food during Christmas, but just getting back on track with the eating. Looking ahead for the new year, thinking about new goals, new things, reflecting on the past year. Also, one thing I'm doing with kids is I'm outsourcing some of the chores. They're home for Christmas break. They can do a few extra chores. It's also a great time for me to teach them maybe the next level chores. What else? I like to share the memories with the boys, maybe reflect on some past memories. If there's, like some special ornaments and decorations, like the breakable stuff, I like to put that away right away. That kind of little stuff sitting around, I will put that away. I do like to leave up like the trees, because I have 3 or 4, but I like to leave them up.
You have 3 boys. You have 3 boys, so you have to put all the breakables away. I feel you. I have 3 boys too.
Yeah, it is. It's the boys and the breakable stuff. So
yeah, we called my oldest son Hurricane Kyle for a reason, because he would like go through the whole house in just a hurricane. Seriously.
Well, Bridger's nickname is Taz, and there is a reason for that. So, I mean, yeah. Another thing during this Christmas break, you guys, if you have kids, the older kids are home too. So if you need to reach out and ask for help, maybe get a babysitter for a couple hours or a nanny and go get a massage. I mean, like, I'm getting a massage this week. Like, it's gonna happen. So, take care of yourself. Another thing that really helps me is listening to music, a good music, taking time outs for yourself. Then I really also think like emotional management. Like, if you can figure out how to manage your emotions, that can just be a huge game changer for you. If you're angry or disappointed about something, just stop, take a minute time out, and just emotionally change that. Like, I'm going to do this instead. I feel like that can really help too with the stresses of the holidays and just decompressing going into the new year to make it the best year it could be. And then I had forgot to mention exercise, which, leading up to Greta, I call her exercise queen, because she's just impressed me so much in the whole fitness world. So I can't wait to hear what else Greta has to say for her tips, because I feel like she's the most organized person on the earth.
Oh my word. Are you kidding me?
Well, you are
First of all,
definitely our fitness inspiration. There's no doubt about that.
that's like the last thing I would think somebody would say about me. So I actually, I almost teared up. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thanks. So yeah, I mean, aside from the all the compliments I just got, that's something that you should look forward to as well. I have to learn how to actually accept that. For the longest time, I could not accept compliments. So thank you, ladies. Wow. I do certain things a little bit different, just because I am from Poland and we still do our Polish traditions. My kids were born in Canada, but that's the only thing they know as far as Christmas. We do Christmas Eve. So Christmas, that's Christmas to us. We open presents Christmas Eve. We have family dinner Christmas Eve. There's a lot of tradition. It's really deeply rooted in me, and that's something that I'm trying to pass on to my kids. So it's a very almost a humbling family. Chris had talked about some of that, remembering the memories, those kinds of things. So that's what Christmas Eve really is about. To us, it was presents are just kind of like a thing that just became right. It wasn't about presents for us when I was growing up, but yeah, it's really more about family spending time together. The food that we cook, it's very traditional. Each thing that is that is made, it means something. It has meaning. I know Kori's waving at me.
I'm dying to say something right now, because okay, I'm gonna get real with you right now, because here's the thing. If you look at Greta's name, Greta Olechno, okay? I know. It's hard. It's Olechno. Go find her on Facebook, or find our We Rise Together group. The link in the description of this podcast. Go find her. Follow her, because you will see the most amazing food ever. Like, she like does it with her precious hands and then never gives me the recipe ever. I need all of her Polish recipes with her beautiful breads. She like has this bread, you guys, that she literally like crunches, like shows it to us. Like we can, like I'm salivating, and I don't even have it in front of me, and I'm
Oh my God.
salivating right now for this bread. So find her and follow her, like right now. Stop what you're
All
doing.
right.
You will thank me later.
Oh man, this is I feel like this is nothing special. It's something that pretty much every Polish person does. But I mean, comment below and see see what happens, what your opinions are. But yeah, so anything after Christmas, it's like a one big party all the way till after New Year's. We keep our decorations, our um everything up till January 6th. And there's actual reason for that. Some people call it, Ukrainian Christmas as well. It's for us, it's the Three Kings. It's the coming of the Three Kings. And that's usually once that happens, we take everything apart. We clean, kind of like what Joanne was saying, you like clean slate for the new year. Everything gets like dusted and cleaned and all the nooks and crannies. And once that is done, usually January 6th, that's usually my plan. When I used to work, it depended on the weekend. So if it was January 10th, I'm usually the last house on my street that is cleaned up Christmas. So you will see my tree for a long time. But yeah, it's a long process for us, but it's in a way to really touch base with your roots, your families. Christmas Day and Boxing Day, sorry, Kori, Boxing Day. What we call it in Poland, so my mom always, and my mother-in-law as well too, we call it like the first day of Christmas, which is Christmas Day, and the second day of Christmas, which is Boxing Day. So usually they're like, what are you doing on the first day or the second day? That kind of in between week is just visiting, if people have time off, relaxing, catching up on, the movies that you wanted to watch or whatever. For us, it's getting out of the city, doing some of that stuff. I used to spend a lot of time with my kids when they were little, just enjoying. I don't enjoy winter, but that was the only time I kind of enjoyed it for their sake. And then, New Year's is a big party for us as well, whether that's at home or going out for that. And I could never really imagine New Year's without a Christmas tree. So it's kind of like still Christmas. So a lot of people go, that's so weird. But for me, it's something that just stays. And it's funny enough, I asked my daughter once, when you are, with your own family, and are you going to keep doing what I'm doing, or are you going to change things up? She's like, why would I change that? That's all I know. So really, it's a very deep rooted tradition for us. But it's more about just taking time to relax, take a break. I was a teacher for years, so for me, this was time to relax and take a break. This was time to do things that I love to do, whether that's hiking or whatever. Winter hiking is one of my, I wouldn't say favorite things, but it kind of is. So if I can get out and it's not minus 30 or 38 like it is today, I'm good. But yeah, that's kind of how it is for us. It's yeah, all the way till January 6th. It's Christmas all the way till then. But
Well,
for me,
the rest of us are rebounding. You're still partying
I'm still partying.
and
We're just a bunch
celebrating.
of party animals. But at the same time, because we cook all this food up until Christmas and we do eat all that food throughout the week, eventually that just runs out. We don't make any more. I usually start thinking about, just the cleansing of our bodies, right? From all the food, even though it's really good food and, it's homemade and stuff, but you do feel like you kind of need to detox a little bit afterwards. So for me, I start thinking about, like the meals that I'm going to be making that are going to be a little bit more lighter for a little bit, into January, maybe even all the way till the end of January. And I really, January is like a really heavy soup day for me. I love to cook soup. So that's it's an easy transition into like just cleansing your gut, right? So, and most of us don't think about that, right? We just kind of go with eating a lot of holiday food and back to work and back to eating the same kind of stuff. And it really is important to, start thinking about your gut health before even Christmas, right? And that kind of just eases into some of the things that we're doing as well together. And that's a 7-day gut reset. So it's something that starts January 2nd, and it will be evergreen. So it would technically reset after 7 days. So if you ever want to join, you're more than welcome to join anytime. Usually Mondays, let's just say Mondays would be a good day to start. And really what it is, it's just a way to reset your system, reset your gut, get it back into balance and detox some of that, holiday goodness. So during the reset, technically all you need to do is get a couple supplements that we would suggest, and we put you into a group chat and we just support you through it all. There's accountability for taking the supplements. I know we all want to be healthy and we get all gung-ho and get all our goodies and then forget to take them, right? And right, and we have nobody to remind us because that's just how life kind of goes on after January.
So guilty,
right?
So guilty. And this,
So,
you guys, this chat, Greta actually started this chat and we've done it already once. And I was more consistent in actually knowing what to do to have a 7-day gut reset. I felt lighter when I was done. I took my stuff regularly because I was held accountable to it, and just knowing what I needed to do and when I needed to do it, and just having that chat that there's a lot of people that are like, hey, I'm doing it. And it's a reminder because it dings up on your phone, right? Like Greta would ding up on my phone saying that she took her supplements for the morning. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta take my supplements. And then I would go and take my stuff and post my picture. And then somebody else would be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot to take my supplements. And so on and so forth. So it really did. It was a huge benefit. Like for me, I don't know about how you other ladies felt about it, but it was so great for me in taking them that I just wanted to do it like forever. Because basically it's like my reminder alarm clock.
Yeah.
And I
So, I
love
mean, that's
that
technically what this is about. It's about accountability for taking your stuff. And you have a little group that starts fresh every 7 days. So it can go on forever if you want to, right? Supplements don't run out after 7 days. And it really is to just accomplish just a good routine, right? 7 days is a good way to get into it. You start to feel stuff after 7 days for sure. And this is all accomplished without really a lot of disruption to your daily routine, right? You don't feel like this is a lot to put on your plate. And it's long lasting effects, right? If you stick to it, it really does help your gut. The supplements are designed for that reason. And there's other things that you will see with these with these things too. So it's not just your gut, it's really a whole body system cleanse, right? So if you're interested, we will have a link to the group, and or you can just comment and let us know that you'd like to get on the 7-day gut reset, and we'll get you in there. So with that, I will pass it back to Kari and she'll close it off for us.
Right. Thanks, Greta. So yeah, we're going to have that in our We Rise Together Facebook group. The link is always in the show notes. So pop in. I mean, even if you're not interested in the gut reset, which you should be, but if you're not, still pop in. We got lots of resources in there. The gut reset will be in the guides. A lot of it, right, Greta, will be in those guides, and you can follow along the chat group. So definitely something that everybody should do after this long season of eating. You know, I mean, I don't want to call it, it's good, wholesome food. A lot of times we cook it ourselves for Christmas dinners and stuff, but still, there's a lot of sugar involved in that, all the things. So perfect way to reset that. So, and with that, we're going to thank you for joining us this week. It's been a blast. Our next episode is all about creating your vision for 2023. So please pop in and join us for that. And with that, we appreciate you and we're grateful. And remember, we rise together. Well, that's a wrap for this episode. We are so grateful you joined us as we discuss our experiences on our life's paths. Our vision, no matter where you are in your life path, is to add value to your life by sharing ours. You can find more incredible resources in our We Rise Together Facebook group. We'll leave the link posted in the show notes at the bottom. And until next time, we appreciate you, and remember, we rise together.